Multi-vector integration is Kazakhstan's chosen course of development, and the program, Single Market.
Just as in its foreign policy in the sphere of trade and economic relations, Kazakhstan maintains a balance of interest. This is due to the country's geographic location, the center of Eurasia. The key directions of Kazakhstan's partnership with the rest of the world are framed by cooperation with the Eurasian Economic Union, European Union, China, and the US. Each vector has its own specifics, including the one concerning the European Union. Hello, my name is Pavel Koktishev. In today's program, the dolcevita of trade and economic cooperation of Kazakhstan and Italy. Winds of change from the shores of the Baltics. Business communities of Latvia and Kazakhstan expanding partnership. German capital assets in Central Asia. A report from Karaganda. And coming right up, current trends. Path to Europe, window to Asia. The prospects of Kazakhstan EU partnership. The European Union, one of the biggest investment and trade partners of Kazakhstan. It shares almost 60% of all foreign investments and 50% of trade turnover of the country. In 2014, trade turnover between EU and Kazakhstan amounted to $54 billion. Kazakhstan's key European partners are Italy, Netherlands, France, Germany, Poland, and the UK. Today, new participants have joined the big business game with Kazakhstan, Belgium, Hungary, Lithuania, Latvia, and Croatia. Kazakhstan also has a lot of arguments for taking the partnership with the EU to a new level. The first is the upcoming signing of an agreement on the expanded partnership of Kazakhstan and the European Union. Second, Kazakhstan's prospects of joining the WTO. Third, greater transit potential of Kazakhstan within the framework of the project, the Eurasian Transcontinental Corridor. The impulse behind the development of trade and economic relations between Kazakhstan and the European Union is the new document of the 100 Concrete Steps program. Some of its points were voiced by the President of the Republic at the 8th Astana Economic Forum. Finally, establishment of the International Financial Center Astana. According to experts, establishment of such a world-class level institution will increase the business activities of Kazakhstan and its partners. The additional incentive for European business will be of official plans of Astana and establishment of the new productions with the participation of the transnational corporations as the investors. It is obvious that the trends of Kazakhstan EU cooperation are developing quite progressively because the greater number of joint projects is gradually transforming into greater quality of projects. There are now more investors who are engaged in niche sectors that are strategically important for the development of the country's economy. Last year, Italy was the highlight in Kazakhstan's foreign trade statistics. Trade turnover between the two countries exceeded $13 billion. And this indicator has propelled Italy into the role of the leading partner among countries of the European Union. In the summer of this year, during the Kazakhstan-Italy Business Forum in Milan, an unexpected situation occurred. The President of Kazakhstan, Nursultan Nazarbayev, and Prime Minister of Italy, Matteo Renzi, got stuck in an elevator for a couple of minutes. Both politicians showed a good sense of humor in this situation, and after some time, Prime Minister Renzi even joked that relations between Kazakhstan and Italy became even closer. And this is true. In the recent times, trade relations between Italy and Kazakhstan have been marked by stability. Trade turnover between the countries is showing a positive dynamic.
The Kazakh market is very, very, very attractive because our commercial exchange has been increasing 10 times in the last 15 years. We have many more companies coming every year.
What's more, in terms of imports of products from Kazakhstan, Italy, with its 20.5% share, is now in first place, leaving behind China, the Netherlands, and Russia. And Italy is one of the biggest investors into Kazakhstan's economy. Over a 10-year period, the inflow of capital from Italy into Kazakhstan has amounted to around $6 billion. Judging by the results of the Kazakhstan-Italy Business Forum, the trend of tight trade and economic ties will continue. And in many respects, this is due to the macroeconomic stability of our country. The government debt is very low. There is constant growth, increase in GDP. This is something that is not seen in other countries. According to Italian experts, further growth will be facilitated by the visa-free regime for countries that are potential investors, with Italy being one of them.
It's a good opportunities for each nations to come here and try to find the right partners and to support the development and to take part of this development.
The reason behind the increased interest of Italian business circles in doing business in Kazakhstan is the country's transit potential. Within the framework of the Eurasian Economic Union and the transnational project New Silk Road, Italy is considering Kazakhstan as the gateway between Europe and Asia. This is also important. We are seeing improvements in logistics which lead to lower shipment costs. New prospects mean new opportunities, opportunities to realize joint projects in trade and economy. And all this happened due to two key events: the National Day of Kazakhstan that was held in Milan within the framework of the International Expo 2015 exhibition, and a business forum with the participation of the heads of the two states, Nina Kumambetova exclusively for single market. Over the period of last year, Latvian investments into Kazakhstan's economy amounted to about €1 million. The presence of Kazakhstani capital in Latvia is somewhat bigger, €17.7 million. 2015 may become the starting point of a new stage of trade and economic relations between the two countries. Latvia and Kazakhstan are separated by thousands of kilometers, but recently this distance is becoming less noticeable. Various companies are opening up their offices and signing new trade and economic agreements on the territories of both countries. All these agreements are like small bricks that are laying the foundation for cooperation between two big regions, the Baltics and Central Asia. The businesses of Kazakhstan are in favor of business cooperation with Latvia through investments. For example, Kazakhstani capital investments in the Ventspils seaport amounted to €7.8 million, and in the sector of financial services, €3.2 million. The potential of trade and economic relations is quite high. Projects and logistics have not been realized yet, and Latvia has a well-developed infrastructure. 3 ports are located on its territory, in Riga, Liepāja, and Ventspils. They all have the status of free economic zones, which entails provision of certain preferential conditions. And Kazakhstan has a good opportunity to open its productions here and ship ready-made products to the markets of the European Union.
Мы всегда традиционно стояли на пересечении торговых путей логистических.
We have always been at the crossroads of trade and logistics paths, and this will always be so. That is why we want to continue development in the spheres of logistics and economy.
В области экономики.
The resort city of Jurmala, which is located 20 kilometers away from Riga, is also interested in attracting Kazakhstani investments. Today, Russian businesses are slowly withdrawing their capital investments from this region, and many tourist sites are awaiting new owners. According to Jurmala's city administration, this issue can be resolved quickly if a new direct flight connection opens between the capitals of Latvia and Kazakhstan.
Надо решить с прямой рейс Астана-Рига. Это может быть и с продолжением куда-то, но в принципе то, что надо.
We have to resolve the issue of a direct flight connection, Astana-Riga. There can be connections to other places as well, but a direct flight will radically affect the flow in both directions.
Отсюда в Казахстан это будет кардинально таким толчком в этих наших отношениях.
Unfortunately, establishment of an airway bridge between the two capitals so far has been unsuccessful, unlike the bridge in telecommunications, which can be established in seconds with the aid of technology. And this is really true. By the way, in the capital of Kazakhstan, it has been voiced numerous times that the option of a direct flight connection between Astana and Riga would give an impulse to the development of trade and economic relations.
Из Риги у нас 80 направлений в различные точки.
From Riga, we have 80 flights to various northern countries of Europe. That is why this opportunity is interesting.
Очень многие регионы, поэтому это было бы интересно.
In turn, Kazakhstan's capital is just as attractive for Latvian businesses. During the 8th Astana Economic Forum, the president of Kazakhstan announced the project, Astana International Financial Center. A new center will be created on the base of the International Expo 2017 exhibition. It will function according to the principles of English legislation. It will have a preferential tax regime in place, as well as an independent financial court. The financial center Astana will become the core of the financial infrastructure of Kazakhstan. Putting together all these prospects, there are plenty of reasons for strengthening mutual ties. For Kazakhstan, Latvia is a reliable transit corridor to the countries of the European Union. And for Latvia, Kazakhstan is a window to 3 big world markets: China, Eurasian Economic Union, and countries of Central Asia. Latvia is actively working on the expansion of business contacts with Kazakhstan, and this trend is taking on more progressive tones. Dmitry Dvoynev, Zulfiya Timirgalieva, Riga, Astana, exclusively for single market. Today, there are more than 500 enterprises with participation of the German capital that are operating in Kazakhstan. And our correspondent was able to do both. He saw how one of these enterprises works and was provided additional information from an investor. The company Boehmer Armaturen is a German Boehmer family business already in its 2nd generation. Their assets include 4 enterprises that are located in different parts of Eurasia, 2 in Germany, 2 in China, and Kazakhstan. In Kazakhstan, they built a plant in the city of Karaganda. The cost of the project was €15 million. All the investments were made by the Boehmer brothers. This German enterprise, which has been operating in Kazakhstan since last year, can be considered as unique. The thing is that everything is so automated that you see more machines working than people. At the plant, the territory of which is 7,000 square meters, there are only 36 people working. And yet this number does not affect the prospective development plans of the enterprise. Overall, we can produce 10,000 valves per year. This year, we're planning to produce 3,000 valves. The plant produces ball valves with a diameter from 6 to 1,400 millimeters. Their quality is so high that on the market they've been dubbed as Mercedes valves. Boehmer Armaturen ball valves have applications in a variety of spheres, from the heat supply system to the oil and gas sector. European investors have brought unique technologies with them. For example, the cold metal transfer method in welding, among Kazakhstani enterprises, is used only here. If before to make a ball valve of this size it required 3 days of work from welders, today this process takes only 2 hours, and all one has to do is press a couple of buttons. But despite the high level of production, the enterprise still faces some problems from time to time. One of them is the absence of a resource base in Kazakhstan. The thing is that the products produced at the plant are intended for use in tough climate conditions. That is why parts for the ball valves are produced out of forged steel, which is not produced in Kazakhstan. The main parts come from Europe, and the pipes, bolts, and nubbins are made at local enterprises. Therefore, in the future, Boehmer Armaturen is hoping to find a partner enterprise that would produce forged steel. And in the meantime, taking into account today's realities, the plant is planning on entering foreign markets. We're in the middle of big talks with Russian companies such as Gazprom. In the month of August, we are going to get certified and will be officially put on the list of Gazprom suppliers. The enterprise is also planning to increase its activity on the Kazakhstani market. 65% of the heat supply system of the country require a replacement of ball valves. By the way, already this year, the plant is planning to have its production volume reach 10 to 12 million euro. By 2017, the company is planning to increase its production capacities, expand its variety of products, and build a second plant. Oleg Baldarev, Anatoly Valyuysky, exclusively for single market. That's all for today. My name is Pavel Koktishev. Kind reminder, all the episodes of our program are available on www.kazakh-tv.kz.